Alright, y'all, another review, and this time we're doing Ice Cube with Everything's Corrupt. Ice Cube, man, freaking OG. I mean, he's been doing this since how long? NWA's first album came out in what, 1990? 91? No, 1989? 88, 89. The first NWA album came out in 85, 86. I want to say NWA and the Posse was like 84, 85. Um, But yeah, Ice Cube's been doing this for now like 34, 35 years pretty much, 30 plus years at least. And just OG, man, like one of the greatest of all time without question. Just laid the foundation for what was to come in the 90s, which he had a big part of being, he was a big part of it with just a string of fantastic solo albums. And yeah, this is his 10th album. It's his first in 8 years, and yeah, 16 tracks long. Let's go ahead and get right into it though. The first track was Super OG Intro, which is him letting you know welcome to the album. It kind of set the tone for the project with him saying like everything's corrupt, which is the track of the project. But yeah, it was only like 39, 40 seconds anyway. The second track, I believe, was Arrest the President. I didn't write anything down for that because pretty much it's just him saying, like, arrest the president. Of course, being Trump, because he's saying, like, there's evidence that he's Russian intelligence and all this stuff. And, yeah, that's pretty much it, though. Just him saying, arrest the president. The next track, Chase Down the Bully. Here he was just saying, like, you're gonna you're gonna chase down the bully. Get his ass with the pulley, like string him up by his nuts with the with the pulley. And you're just saying like, yeah, we're gonna hunt down the fascists and the bigots and etc. And it was a real banger, to be honest with you. That whole bam 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 down 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 down. Then the next track number 4, Don't Bring Me No Bag. This is one of my favorite tracks on here because it's just that whole vibe that I get from this. Ice Cube just sounds so smooth. He just sounds so laid back and just like a real OG here. Just like, ain't about to count no money. Don't ain't selling no dope. Don't bring me no bag. I want an envelope. And just this beat that's just older artists, even guys who've been around as long as Ice Cube, they get on these beats that sound so like 2000. It sounds so like 2009 through 20 like 13, but they still sound really good. And for some reason, like older artists, even guys like I said, who've been in the game as long as Ice Cube, they just get on these beats and they just sound better than the artists who would have from like 2009 to 2014 would have sounded like. Not like 2009 to 2014 like a at that time with Drake, Kendrick, and Cole were on. I mean like that. It's kind of like that like a drive scene, and maybe more so like in a movie from like 2009 through 2013, like just a riding scene, like out in like the desert or some shit like that. They just get on these beats to just have that vibe to them. Some actually kind of beats that you would just work out to, something you would hear on like a cloudy day, or just after a post workout, maybe even pre and during your workout. It just has this beat, this vibe that I love. Like guys like Slim Thug have had it, Bone Thugs have hopped on beats with these vibes. It's just I just fuck with it. Uh, the next track, Bad Dope. Just saying like bad dope. I'm a bad drug. I'm gonna fuck you up. Bad dope. It's a bit of a banger too. It has that vibe like you want to work out to it. I mean, like you really want to work out to it, like pump iron to this. Um, Don't Bring Me No Bag was more so like running, jogging, and shit like that. The next track, On Them Pills, it was kind of a banger too. We were just saying like um, why people act the way that they do and why they can't be responsible, like pay their bills. It's because they're on the pills, so the money's going to that and not what it should be going to. Oh, well, you never know. Take that back. You never know. Maybe they do maybe they are putting money to where it should be going to, but at the same time, it's like they still, with the money they have left over, it's going towards something that maybe isn't the best option. So the next track is Firewater. I really enjoyed this track too because he was just saying like he was gonna die of the good life, like die of excess of too much of what comes with the good life. Which, with what he was talking about, salt, sugar, smoke, salt, sugar, smoke, and I think alcohol. He said that too, like too much of that in excess, like too much. I'm gonna die of the good life, which, to be honest, you can be living the not so good life and get your hands on that on that stuff. But I still get what he's saying though, because it happens. Somebody might be living the good life and be exposed to that more often than the everyday person, and they just become addicted to it. It becomes like they're attached to it. It's attached to them. The next track, Streets Shed Tears. This, I got such a Scarface vibe from this. Like Scarface could have easily been on this. Cube was just saying like he'll be missed, he'll be mourned and celebrated when he passes in the streets because it's all love. That's all he gets, and he's already saying he's already celebrated as it is while he's still living, which is what you want to do. You want to celebrate someone while they're still here, not when they're gone. They can't even be there with you and know that it's happening. Track number I don't even know now because I've just been going by each track. I believe I'm reviewing right in order though. The next track is Ain't Got No Haters featuring Too Short. Man, this just had that old school West Coast vibe, man. Like just saying like, yeah, we have no haters. That's all it is. Um, Too Short, man. I think the Pimp Tape is gonna release in 2019. I've been hearing about the Pimp Tape for a while now. What's it been like? Since maybe my senior year in high school. Like I've been hearing about it since then, back in May and June of 2015. At least since 2016, though, I've been hearing all about the Pimp Tape. I've been hearing about that project for about as long as I was hearing about the God Box when that finally dropped last year from David Banner. So, but yeah, man, just that old school classic West Coast shit. It's that funk, man. You can just ride to it, maybe smoke something to it, sip, you never whatever's your, or nothing, whatever's your thing, and just vibe to this. Feel good vibes. Next track, Can You Dig It? This is Cube on some old school shit as well, but the beat's not necessarily old school. Well, I guess it is because it's not necessarily a newer beat, but it's not like so old. Um, it doesn't sound like dated either, but yeah, it was just him talking about a lot of references to the stuff that happened, not even stuff that happened, just things that were in people that were prevalent in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. So he was on his old school shit, 70s through 90s stuff, and he was just like, can you dig it? Because a lot of that stuff is still alive, like that, the culture from those times. It's still prevalent today, and relevant, I guess you would say as well, especially the music. If anything from the 80s and the 90s, hell, 70s through the 90s is still relevant today. It's definitely the well, from that time and culture, it's definitely the music. Fashion only on throwback days, I guess, or certain times at a workplace. Next track, the new Funkadelic. Here we go again with that throwback. This is definitely that late 60s, more so 70s. Funkadelic, almost disco like shit. Um, Throwback, all about that party life. Yeah. On some West Coast shit at the same time though. The next track, One for the Money. Here I feel like he was primarily just saying like as far as the money goes, like he was saying like why am I still in the game? They want to know if it's for the love or for the money. And he said if people are getting love, then I'm in it for the love. But as far as money goes, let's make it one time for the money. And he was just saying like you're not gonna get it out of me, you're not gonna get it out of me. Like especially when all I'm paying for is fake, is these jobs, these boob jobs, and these um lip enhancements and everything. Like and to get your nose and your face done and everything. It's like, what am I? That's what I'm paying for. And you're gonna look just like the other woman, and you're all gonna look like a blur at the end of the day when I'm drinking anyway. And he was like, even Superman was out here looking for a bitch. So, oh shoot. Um, Next track is Still in the Kitchen. This was him saying like he's still in the kitchen cooking something up, and how the anybody else who's still, I guess, from his era and little further on into the future eras after him, just anybody who's rapping, you don't want it. That's what he's telling you. Next track, Non-Believers. Really one of my favorite tracks on the second half. The first half is primarily where my favorites are, but this is one of my favorites on the second half, and probably one of my favorites on the project as a whole, because um, just saying we're gonna make believers out of non-believers, and pretty much what I liked about this the most was the on the hook or the chorus, this very cinematic militaristic vibe. Like it's kind of ambient and these build-ups on that. It's like, wow, I just love that shit. Um, Definitely that's like another track to freaking work out to, and something to be playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Origins too. Uh, yeah, and I don't know about Red Dead. I haven't played that yet. But this isn't about video games, though. This is about music. And the next track, Everything's Corrupt. What is it I had right here? He was just saying, like, everything's so freaking corrupt. Like, freaking pastor with prostitution, um, teachers fucking students, with judge falling asleep at trials and shit, crooked politicians, what else? Prison, capitalism, scams, real ways of getting around people who try to get around re-enlisting or enlisting. Just saying like, yeah, everything's corrupt, like everything's fucked up, and it's fucked up that you even have to tell your kids that you're raising that, yeah, everything's corrupt. um Shit out of luck, everything's about a buck, and so on and so on. And the last track, Good Cop Bad Cop. Here you got scratches. You got to hear when he said black police showing out for the white cop. Then he says white police showing out for the black cop, and just saying like you had both rolling together. Sometimes you got the good cop and the bad cop, and they're there not maybe not on purpose to try to balance each other and to detox each other, but it just happens. Like, yeah, you got the good cop and the bad cop. They're kind of like a detox for each other. They're balancing each other out. And that's this project. Actually, I actually have some notes that I wanted to say about this project. I just wanted to I mean, you've already seen the full review, but just as notes and to summarize this, this was Cube just saying like, be woke, talking about the importance of the power of the dollar, how everything's corrupt, and to stay ready. Um, he had some addiction slash drug epidemic lyrics on here as far as subjects go. Um, He was talking about being against bigotry and fascism. He was on some OG braggadocious shit as well. And you got some feel good West Coast vibes. And you got commentary about things that are like political and social, as far as cops and laws and things like that. The president. Um, so yeah, a lot comes in this package. Could you say it's a little unfocused? I wouldn't necessarily say so. I'd say the first half is more so for the feel good and more of the political. Second half is him more so on his braggadocious shit, but also on that feel good stuff as well. And then he kind of brings it back to the towards the end. He brings it back to the political and social commentary. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily unfocused, or a bit unfocused. He just throwing more in there. Like he didn't want to make the album just about this. He throws some good vibes in there, some braggadocious shit, um, some bangers on tracks that are about the main theme of this project. So I'd say he kept it about the main theme of this project. And some of my favorite tracks are those tracks like that. Don't Bring Me No Bag. Another one of my favorite tracks would definitely be No Haters. Ain't Got No Haters, or Too Short though. That's pretty much it, man. I remember I tweeted this. I said some artists are just meant to be the social or political mouthpieces for their genre, and this being hip hop, of course. Remember what I said Jid did on Off the Zoinkies from DiCaprio 2? And I was like, that's what Cole should have done, or wishes he did maybe on KOD. Some artists just do it better. Like the addiction slash drug related themes on this project. I was like, man, if Cole could have just done this on KOD, that album wouldn't just be just taken seriously, as people just seem not to take it. But yeah. Other than that, though, this was a solid project. Man, all these OGs that don't sound old or rusty and just still got it. A freaking Scarface back in September 2015 with Deeply Rooted. Still love that project. Cool G Rap this year with 38 Special on Son of G Rap. Ice Cube here. Just all these older artists that IX been doing it consistently. It's like they've got it. Uh, some of these artists, it's like, yeah, 30 plus years later. Some 20 plus, 15 to 20 plus and on. All these years later, they still got it. Bun B, like, it's just, they're proving why they're some of the best of all time. So yeah, I'd give this project like a 7.25 to a 7.5 out of 10. If you've heard this project, let me know what you think about it in the comment section below, and what you think about my review on it. If you haven't heard this project, I definitely recommend that you check it out. I guess it's definitely check it out because it'll be somewhere to start with Ice Cube, but you go for the NWA albums and the first 3 or 4 solo albums to get his best work. And hit the like button if you like this review, share the review, subscribe to the channel if you're new and like the content that you see. Please be sure to check the description so you can see just the links that I have down there, so you can connect with me further than just YouTube. And that is pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see y'all next time.